Hi everyone, we are Team Hackathonerds and this is our project Bridge, a human-first peer support platform designed for Singapore's neighborhood communities. Let's take a look at our problem statement. Breaking it down, this issue is more connected via digital platforms, yet more alone. And the core issue here is that Singapore is one of the most densely populated countries in the world, yet many people feel increasingly alone. And loneliness today is no longer just about being physically isolated. It's about being emotionally disconnected despite physical proximity. We share walls in HDB blocks, but we don't share structured support systems. And this could then lead to mental wellness impact and many other issues. Let's take a look at why digital connection is failing. First, linguistic thinking. Digital tools reduce human complex emotions to symbols like emojis or text, stripping away the prosody that creates true empathy. Second, the comparison trap, where algorithms prioritize edited personas online, such as Instagram, Facebook, where leading to a comparison anxiety, where users feel their real lives are inadequate compared to created digital highlights. Third, passive consumption. We have moved away from interacting to consuming. Passive scrolling is scientifically linked to higher levels of loneliness and collapsed attention span. Next, safety over depth. Because we can create digital connections shallowly and we can ditch it whenever we want, we lose the resilience to build real-world conflicts and resolution, and we lose the ability to form deeper connections. Let's take a look at the demographic breakdown of who is impacted by this. There are three main demographics. First, the elderlies who face structural isolation. If we talk to elderlies, we realize that a lot of them desire to feel useful, heard, and valued. They desire to have a story to share, a legacy to tell, but they have no one to share this to. Next, we have our youths who feel qualitative loneliness. Many youths have many friends. They have many followers on social media, yet they still feel loneliness. And the issue here is that because this connection is shallow and they do not have a deep connection, they do not have a safe space to express real struggles. Last, working adults who face silent burnouts. This group of people face high stress, low emotional bandwidth. They don't want therapy but need someone who gets what they're feeling. They desire practical empathy without stigma. And so for this three group of demographic users and for the problems that they are facing, we have our solution, Bridge. It is not a therapy, it's not a social media, but structured human support at scale. The core idea of how Bridge works is that we have a bridge match, a seeker who needs to vent, who has some emotional appeal, and a helper who has a lived experience, who has went through that before, who has a legacy, who has a story to tell, who has an advice to give. And all this is we use voice text extraction, AI-assisted tagging, safety screening, and guided conversations modes to actually run an matching algorithm that returns maybe top K helpers that can actually give good advice, good stories to a seeker who needs help. And this is based on similarity, availability, and safety screening. Next, conversations are structured into guided modes. So in our product, we actually have vent mode, reflect mode, clarity, and growth. And all these different modes have different types of structured conversations to actually reduce awkwardness and build depth and build meaningful connections. And as we track certain metrics, we are able to measure whether a certain person's sense of belonging and loneliness has actually changed over time. And this actually turns peer support into measurable community infrastructure. So this was a breakdown of actually how Bridge works. So if you can see, there are actually 5 main steps, which we will take a look in MVP later. First, we onboard helpers, those who have a story, those who have advice to tell, those who desire to share. Next, we have vendors, those who actually have an emotional appeal, an emotional need, desire someone to share with, and desire someone to just basically to get wise advice from. And we actually match them based on our algorithm, which matches them based on similarity, maybe based on their emotional connection and certain safety configurations. Then they actually go through certain guided conversations aiming to build and foster a deeper connection. And lastly, we hope to create a measurable community impact on them. Now let's take a look at the MVP demo. So this is our main page. Let's say I'm a student who is facing certain struggles and in need of help. I need a support. So I'm feeling very lonely, I'm feeling sad, and I'm feeling disconnected. So over here, our AI agent will actually try to get more information to have a deeper understanding of how I feel. So what's in my mind? I feel like my family don't understand me. And what's overwhelming is that I'm so stressed in school, but they think I'm slacking. And this has been weighing on me for around 3 months. So with this information, our AI actually does a matching based on my emotional needs and the person who actually can give me the right advice, who has actually went through the same thing as me. And if I want to continue sharing deeper, I can actually record my voice, record my story, which would then be converted into text and vectors in the database for similarity matching, or even in a text form, I can just share that I'm feeling not understood. So with this, it actually finds a match for me and a someone who has walked this path. So a someone who also has family problems, who has walked the path, who's a consistent and reliable listener, who can match me emotionally with certain experience, with a type of support style that I need, and reliability. So with this, I can actually start a conversation with the other person, and there are different modes: vent, reflect, clarity, and growth, which at certain point of times there would be certain guided conversations which can help facilitate our conversation. So in order to track whether a measurable impact of this solution, we actually have loneliness over time to see if it decreased, sense of belonging, and mood trend based on users' reflection. And if I want to explore more, I can actually browse my experience to see, oh, maybe certain people, are they facing friendship issues? What advice do they have to give? Before moving on, I would like to talk about the tech stack that we actually had used. So when building this MVP, we actually used GPT-4 profile extraction, and where the transcript is actually sent to GPT-4o with a structured extraction prompt. The seeker never fills a form, but the system constructs. And we use emotional embedding with models such as Sentence Transformer or Mini LML6v2 with 384 dimensional vector. This maps text into semantic vector spaces where we can then connect the similarity and then draw the emotional appeal and the similarity score. So with this, we actually also took into account many other things such as sentence transformer, like GBM, learning from feedback, gradient boosting for match optimization, which trains on conversation outcomes. We use cosine similarity calculations, training dataset management, open API, text embeddings, etc. So apart from our web application, we also do have a physical pod. To extend inclusivity, Bridge also integrates physical pods placed in void decks, RC hubs, and community centers. These pods provide privacy, digital access for seniors, low risk entry points for vulnerability. So you can imagine it as a very countable a very inviting place where people can be vulnerable, where people can relax, where people just want to share. It has sensory grounding. It has a womb effect. It actually just invites people to share. And it's good because it bypasses the shyness, the pietiness that many people feel, where they feel shy to share. And it's a very intentional space where people entering the physical pod wants to share, and they want to build a connection. And this is a good entry point for elderlies too, because for elderlies with digital barrier, they can actually access these pods anytime because they're at the most accessible places. And this also helps to onboard our advisors, our elderlies who have a story to share, a legacy to share. So if we would have to imagine a pod, it would look something like this, but it would be customized to be more comfortable, to be more inviting, maybe based on user feedback, we'll customize it accordingly. And now, our ultimate goal here is simple, is to bring anonymous echoes, anonymous voices, stories, rants to a resonant community. From a low-stakes start to a high-impact end, from a deep conversation to a face-to-face conversation. And the ultimate goal is to move users from the safety of an anonymous booth to the warmth of a face-to-face connection. Bridge transforms isolated individuals into neighborhood support loops. And in a city as dense as Singapore, no one should struggle alone. Thank you.